The Marksmanship Hunter is described as a master sharpshooter who excels in bringing down enemies from afar. Of course, here we are on the Battle for Azeroth beta, doing a quick overview of the Marksmanship Hunter class to give you a good idea of how it plays out to see if you're interested. So we have the passive trait called Lone Wolf. When you do not have your pet active, you will have a 10% increase in your damage. Of course, you can still call your pet, but it will then negate that passive trait. Arcane Shot is your main ability, costs 15 focus, does some damage. Steady Shot will help you regenerate your focus, and you can use this while you are moving. Aim Shot is your best ability, very powerful, has 2 charges on 11-second recharge. You want to use this whenever it is available, of course. Rapid Fire will shoot over 10 shots over 2.7 seconds. You can use this while moving, and each shot generates focus. We have Trick Shots, which is your passive ability, a multi-shot. When you hit 3 or more, your next aim shot will ricochet upon your enemies, or your rapid fire will ricochet to 2 additional enemies. So those are the core kind of abilities that are mixed in with the Marksmanship Hunter class. Now for the talents, of course, starting with the level 15 talents, we have a Murder of Crows, Serpent Sting, and Master Marksman. I think Murder of Crows is the best. Most encounters are not going to be longer than 15 seconds. And it does damage over time, much like Serpent Sting. But Serpent Sting is more consistent, but it's just a smaller amount of damage. The level 30 traits basically give you more damage as well with Explosive Shot and the other abilities there. So the 15 and 30 traits are basically just ways to increase your damage output. And they have certain ones that are just new abilities or maybe just reducing the cooldown. While the level 45 talents are like survivability. Level 60 is again a damage increase. And level 75 right here is going to be more survivability and some utilities that you can use. And then the level 90 and the level 100 talents are again more ways to boost your damage. With barrage and calling the shots, of course, new abilities or some way of improving your other ability or even reducing the cooldown of some. Now I'll go over the talents that I choose when I start showing you the combat, which we'll get into right now. But right before we get into combat, just kind of want to explain how the rotation works. Of course, you want to be using Aim Shot when available and Arcane Shot when you have nothing else to do, like when you're waiting on Aim Shot. But of course, you have to use Steady Shot when you need to regenerate your focus. And then you can dump it with those 2 abilities again. And of course, you have your other talent abilities, but this is starting off with the very basic one. And we have True Shot, which gives you an instant charge of Aim Shot and you gain haste. So again, basic rotation is just Aim Shot and Arcane Shot. Very powerful, so you see they'll go down really quickly most of the time. And of course, if you're wondering what these buffs are, it's just from these items which grant you some traits, much like the artifact weapons, but they're kind of implementing that idea into specialized pieces. So again, you go Aim Shot and then Arcane Shot, and they'll be dead most of the time. And then I'm just using my Crow ability and some Steady Shots to regenerate the focus and take down my enemy. And of course, once you get your Aim Shot, just go ahead and use that. And right after the Aim Shot, I have it set up to where my next Arcane Shot will deal increased damage. I believe that's one of the talents. I also have this ability from my talent tree. As you see, it's marked as X. I'll show you that on the next target. But again, you just use Steady Shot to regenerate your focus. Use your Aim Shot and your Arcane Shot, and they are dead. So that's what I get from the Precise Shots talent. But here is the X ability. I marked them. They take 5% increased damage from the Hunter. And then, of course, I open up with Aim Shot and Arcane Shot. And you see that's basically a one-hit kill from the Aim Shot. Did 22,000 damage. These regular mobs only have like 15,000 health, so huge one-shot. Of course, you want to get those every time, but it's not going to happen every time. But usually 1 or 2 Aim Shots and a couple of Arcane Shots, and your target is down. So that is the upside of the Hunter class. Or the Marksmanship part of the Hunter class, they do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. Now heading on to the downside of the Marksmanship Hunter class is the focus. You know, you only have so much focus to use, and your only real way of regenerating focus is using Steady Shot, and is kind of a very slow and at times inefficient, but there is a talent point that does improve its efficiency. I just haven't tested it out yet. Once again, here's another shot of a much powerful enemy. When the enemy is attacking someone else and you're just free to shoot, of course, that's when you're able to do a lot of damage, as you can see. And being able to move with steady shot is very helpful to help you run around, especially away from the enemies. And of course, once again, steady shot and arcane shot can do a lot of damage very quickly, but you just have to focus on managing your focus. So here I am trying to solo this elite. Of course, I'm using various utilities I have, like binding shot from the talent tree, and I just use disengage to create some space between me and this monstrosity. And I was hitting the wrong buttons. I was fumbling through it. I wasn't 100% used to my key bindings yet, but of course you also have plenty of tricks like this tar trap to slow his movement speed. I also have concussive shot as my 7th ability to slow down his speed, and various cooldowns like that one you see me pop there, and as well as the other one, the aspect of the turtle and the cheetah to help me escape from this guy. There's a cheetah and the turtle. And of course we have this ability called exhilaration to heal us up right here, and then we can kind of reset, of course. And the binding shot's very useful, the one that's keybind to my R, especially in these situations to help you keep gunning and running essentially. But of course you can see another drawback of Marksmanship Hunter. If you're not using your pet, they're going to be attacking you, and once you use your defensive cooldowns and you just keep using your utilities, there's only so much you can do to try to avoid a confrontation here, and that's where the Marksmanship Hunter has a weakness from its low or lack of ways to regenerate focus, and of your ways just trying to survive when getting attacked by more than one of these enemies. So on the plus side, they do a lot of damage. Their downside is their focus regeneration rate and their survivability against multiple enemies. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.